Do-do-do-do-do. It's all good. Ito na.
Warm up while you can. We will deploy
Sit.
soon.
No, do that. Stop. You're such a dog.
Enemy soldier incoming. Enough training. Now we face the enemy for real. You're losing. Resurgence. Stay alive to keep your squad in the fight. Moving. Enemy dropping into the AO. Hostiles deploy the counter UAV. Remaining operators from that squad. Hunt them down. Your squad mate is redeployed. Well done.
Fuck, no way. Had a buddy.
Enemy squad is tracking your position. Positive ID on the bounty target. Eliminate them. You're back on station. Get after it. Gas is moving. Enemy destroyed. Use your attack map to hunt down the rest of them. You've got a loadout drop inbound. Your squad mate's back on station. Good work. Good kill. Marking the rest of that squad on your attack map. Get hunting. Your team made it to the safe zone. rest of them. Marking the rest of them.
Fuck.
Time's up. Contract failed. This is about to end. Make it count. Marked remaining operators from that squad. Hunt them down. Enemy destroyed. Use your attack map to hunt down the rest of them. Be advised, you have teammates outside the safe zone.
Watch for enemies here.
Your squad mates back on station. Good work. You have reinforcements inbound.
Friendly loadout drop here.
Copy, eyes on the loadout crate.
Possible enemies here.
Loadout drop headed your way.
That's enemy territory.
Resurgence has been deactivated. This is the end game.
Moving here.
Got movement. Moving here. Enemy marked.
Car marked.
Head to the safe zone now.
Moving here to cancel my last. Moving.
Only 10 are left.
for movement.
Don't die here.
Moving here.
Load out.
Contact!
Fucking bitch.
Need mid-caliber.
The top 5. Let's get it done. Only 5 remain. You were close to victory.
Fuck. I shouldn't have very much wrong to them.
time to practice. We will be deploying soon. Fight begins now. Survive to redeploy fallen teammates. Kill to bring them back faster. Marcus, drop points in your squad. You will lead them in.
Looking here.
Target spotted. Moving here. Target on my mark.
Moving here. Moving to my mark. Moving here.
Good kill. Marking the rest of that squad on your tac map. Get hunting.
Keep an eye on this area.
Kill confirmed. Located the
I'm
rest.
resing.
Watch it! We're all on
Your
the
squad
same
mates are
side!
redeploying. Well done.
Taking effective fire!
My fucking god, bro.
Standing here.
How do you not see him? He's right there.
Moving to my mark.
Gas is moving. Friendly loadout drop on the way.
Yes.
Taking fire!
Got movement.
Resources, go get your revenge. Your team has entered the safe zone. You have reinforcements inbound. Down, marking the rest of them.
No way.
Marking the rest of that squad on your tac map. Get hunting.
Target on my mark.
Your squad mate is redeploying. Well done. Mark remaining operators from that squad. Hunt them down. Hostile precision airstrike. Get to hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Get ready. Resurgence window is about to close. Kill confirmed. We've located the rest of them.
Watch for it. Moving here.
You're losing ground.
Target spotted. Move it. That's enemy territory.
Your team is in the safe zone. Enemy dropping into the AO.
Keep an eye on. Moving here. Semtex out.
Enemy destroyed. Use your attack map to hunt down the rest of them.
Possible enemies here. Moving. Watch for movement. Possible enemies here.
Loadout drop.
Movement here.
Marking the rest of them. Be advised, resurgence is no longer active. This is for keeps. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Moving here.
Watch for movement.
You got gas moving in.
Hostile moving.
Advise you move to the safe zone now.
That's fuck.
Remaining. Keep it up.
I need small cal rounds.
Hostiles deploy the bomb drone.
Marking hostile.
Supply crates have been restocked. Load up. Gas is inbound. score.
Yo, can you hear me? Uh-huh. Yo, mics are hot as fuck, eh? There's some reggaeton in the back there. What's going on?
Holding for deployment. Take this time to warm up. Enemy soldier incoming. Training is over. Time to see what you have learned. Gas is...
No, it's just a weird thing to ask. A galaxy.
Drop point for your squad, soldier. Enemy dropping into the AO.
Moving here. Watch for enemies here.
Your squad mates back on station. Good work. Occupation scan. Or get underwater to avoid their scan.
Enemy moving.
Enemy recon is scanning the area. Stay low. The enemy has your location.
Look at
Down one
Chinese.
squad mate. We'll get you
Moving here.
redeployed faster. Finish the job. Squad mate went AWOL. Resurgence timer reduced.
Yo, if you can hear me, put up duels. Do duels.
You're losing round.
Grenade out!
Moving here. To go you faster to make up for it.
Grenade out! Grenade out!
Enemy in the area.
I need mid-cal rounds. Target down! One for me!
Eyes up. This sector's hot.
Moving here.
Supply crate on stock. Advise you load up now. Movement.
You
What,
want
that there's a horizon? Yeah, I believe that there's a horizon. You just
you want
made the claim that there's no horizon there. Like, where are you getting that?
so do you guys want to go with National Geographic and see if investigators are they reputable enough?
I just want you, yeah, to source your claim.
I'm trying to bring it to you, bro. Do you want to go with Nat Geo and CFI investigators?
Just tell us what it is, man. I'm driving, so I'm not gonna look at it, but
Well, if
just
you
explain
can't,
what
So
your evidence
Elijah,
is.
told you what.
I'll look at it. I'll look at it.
Eli-
All
Elijah,
right.
I sent you a link to a video of an observation on a clear day of a boat going over the horizon.
Listen,
Eli, I've posted the black swan for you in the live
Yeah, I've
stream
seen
voice
that.
text.
That's a distorted image that was
yeah,
shared by Nathan
don't
Thompson and Nathan Oakley. They
worry about it. I'm gonna go with the globe earthers who literally went out over a lake to prove to flat earthers that the horizon was geometric, that it was 1.2 miles, and that the bottom of the flag on the boat was going to disappear due to the horizon. You guys all hear what I'm saying, right? You guys do. I mean, because obviously you guys all said yes. Why would we
No,
disagree? Why would we?
I
Already
heard
been
like
said.
that you were saying words,
So
but I didn't really understand that you
See,
said that the bottom of the flag.
doing this
I'm just trying to understand. Can you say it again?
to continue to do this.
I'm asking you to repeat yourself, so I'm getting your argument.
The bottom of the flag is disappearing due to Earth curve because the boat is beyond the horizon. That is what the man in National Geographic claims. Sorry, not National Geographic is on their channel. CFI investigators claims
Okay?
Center for Inquiry. That's what they are. So they debunk stuff. So they went out to debunk the flat earthers. Okay. So we're still agreed, right?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. So there's a video.
Oh damn! I wish I could watch him driving a semi in the rain.
No, I want you to be safe. God, who has Geno Jennings? I fucking hate that guy. Or is that Geno Jennings or is that
throw it back, boy.
oh nah, that's Steve Harvey ugly ass. Now why can't
Elijah, I also sent you an image of the same observation of the um
it's not the
what,
same
what,
object? Don't even do it. Go
the
to Mel-
black swan
BMLSB
platform.
69's video. Look at the actual original. No, it's not the same. Don't
So
even do it.
platform, so the image of platform habitat and platform hill house that was shared by
It's
um Nathan Oakley and Nathan Thompson. They
not
pushed it
the
hard. It's a
same.
distorted image.
Not
You can
the
see the cranes on the oil platform are
same.
severely distorted
Point
due to
angle, not the same video.
why why are you talking over me?
Face
Why
because
are you talking over me?
I'm trying to tell you that it's that you already send it. I'm telling you, it's not the same. Go to the source, BMLS 69, and you'll find out it's not the same. I don't know how many times I
hold
gotta
on,
tell
hold on.
you, but
Elijah,
okay, so
So
we're going.
you don't even know what I'm talking about because you're over talking me and you're not listening to what I'm saying.
It's a red
God
herring, dog.
dear
But
me.
think about CFI. Who gives a fuck what you're bringing up?
Let me
Yeah,
ask a question if I can.
there it is, folks. There it is, folks. Who gives a
Why
fuck
is it
about the
taking
evidence?
forever to get the end of the conclusion? Y'all asked me to explain it more than I thought I would have to. I
hold on. You said this was from Nat Geo. This is not from Nat Geo.
center the CFI investigators. Yeah, their editors are Nat Geo.
Okay, I have never heard of the Center for Inquiry
Oh,
before. I don't know
are
anything
you
about
talking
them.
about when
When I
I've
look
heard
at
of the
shared
Center
CFI,
for
I get
Inquiry.
an investment firm. I'm not gonna.
I've heard of that.
Oh, let's talk about when Jeranism tried to prove the flat Earth and had his buddy lift the
Can you
light
guys
above
stay
his head,
focused? Can you guys stay focused?
and
Yeah,
he
yeah.
lifted the
Let's
light
not
above
go
his
off
head and
topic.
proved that there was curvature.
Now,
Let's not go off topic.
It's just
Let me ask a question based on
this
the
argument.
to look in the
if
live. No. Do you want to look in the live stream where it says
Earth is flat.
National Geographic TV tap CFI's
I
independent
just
and
posted a photo of the flat Earth. If y'all
you
could look in the chat.
see all these trolls coming in
Thank you,
here.
Don.
Every time we try to do this, every time we try to get to a real point, if there are any real Globers out there trying to understand what's going on, every time we actually get to a real point, this happens.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to have the conversation. I'm just like I said, I'm driving, so I can't like watch the video. But I do have a question, kind of based on this.
Why?
So like,
Didn't even
at what distance? At what distance
yet.
does would a ship disappear into the horizon?
0.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. I already told you that.
What distance is that? Like, what's the
Point
mileage?
times the square root of the observer's height in feet.
Simplify it.
So give me like what would that be for a 6-foot
observer,
human,
that's 3
right?
miles.
At standing at sea level.
For a 6-foot observer, that's 3 miles. 3 miles. 6-foot
Christ.
observer,
3
3
miles.
miles.
3 miles.
1 foot
Okay,
It'd be
so-
observer.
1.2
so-
times 3.
Now,
okay.
6 times
Well-
3 square root, man. He just said it.
Okay.
Skip.
Okay. So at roughly 3 miles, the boat disappears, and this is because why does it disappear?
I was on a point. You guys are scared to fuck to death, right? Is that what it is?
No, I'm trying
I am
to
pretty
have
scared.
I'm actually trying to engage with you and have an honest debate.
And everything. I thought I was actually proving a point that I started 7-8 minutes ago, and you're making it hard for me to conclude. That's what I thought.
Make your conclusion, brother. Say it.
So there was a rebuttal about I never heard of CFI. Well, CFI, Center for Inquiry, right? National Geographic TV, tap CFI's independent investigations group. Are we all good?
I've heard
No.
of Center for Inquiry. That's
I
fine.
don't know. I've never
Not
heard
good.
of them before. I'm not. Where's the video? Can you put the video in the chat so I can look at it, please?
Put it in the video.
You just
got
gotta
a
scroll up a
photo.
little bit. It's
There
in
it is. Okay.
I already put it in the chat.
Yeah, I see it. I see it now. My bad.
We can watch it now?
I mean, I'm watching it.
All right, skip to 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna mute real quick so I can watch the video.
All right.
So they're putting a flag up. Red and white and black striped flag.
Yeah, but don't miss the point. The guy says the horizon is at 1.22 miles. Why? Because of the formula that I informed the Globers who don't know what it is about. So everybody can get an education today, because this is where all of the subsequent information about the distance to the sun, the distance to all these other things, the orbits, and Newton's orbital mechanics come from and need the radius of the Earth. So this has to do with that.
Heard, brother. What was the point? What was the argument though?
Well, I told them that the formula was bullshit because the horizon is never there. Because it's not geometric. It's not a tangent to a tangent point on the globe that's supposedly a radius of 3,959 miles.
What do you mean the horizon's not there?
Okay. Okay, just watch the video or the end of it from 4:30 onwards. Yeah, what they said would happen happened. They were not surprised by the results.
Okay, so Is it
What was
is it
that?
where's the horizon? The premise to all of this is it where he said it was gonna be?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Show me.
Vehicular, just to be clear, just be really careful because there's refraction as well.
Oh,
I know because I think he might trap you here.
Wait a
clear.
minute. I thought you guys were
I
gonna
don't
stick
know.
to the.
He said that what
Hold
they
on.
expected was
Time
going to
out.
happen happened exactly.
I thought you
No.
guys said you were gonna
I
hold
think
to
he
it.
got I think he got lucky because.
Hey guys, can you
Or
give me a second? Just
go
a
So
ahead,
second.
Larry.
You guys,
put
go
it
ahead,
again, man.
Elijah.
They're trying to run away with it again to make the point unclear. So first of all, now, did the stripes disappear? Bottom up? Yeah. Was it due to the horizon being at 1.2 miles, seeing as if the boat is at 3 miles? No. Why? Because the sky didn't appear
What are
to
you talking
be.
about? 1.2 miles is when it starts disappearing.
That's not where the horizon is. That's the point. The horizon is the geometric cutoff point, the tangent to the tangent point, the horizon. That's the point. It's not there. Remember when I said it wasn't there? That what's not there, and I said the horizon. It's not.
What do you
Remember
mean it's not there?
What do you mean? It is there. After he moves past that point, you stop being able to see the bottom of the boat.
where the horizon is in that photo. Show me.
Look,
Literally disappearing from the ground up.
It's 12:28. 12:28 or 28 minutes after the hour. Clipcord provided an image. Where you that boat is 3 miles away. There's a horizon in front of that boat for anybody else that can see. I mean, because typically when you have a horizon, you see water behind it.
that's not water behind it.
Oh, it's not. What is it then?
I mean, it looks like a shore. It's a very blurry image.
Oh, so
It could also be waves. I mean, the water is not perfectly flat.
so they're turning inside of the water. You can see the water in front and behind the boat that turns at 3 miles. Why are you like? Are you serious?
I mean,
Are you serious?
the image is very blurry. What do you propose? What do you propose the flag is being protruded by, if not?
To appeal to this blurry screenshot of the video you also saw. That's weird. I know you saw what I saw.
Yeah, I did see what you saw.
Okay, so it's not so blurry that you can't see that there's water behind the boat that's turning in the middle of the water.
I don't know that that's water. It's
Wow,
very blurry. I can't see it. I don't
that's
know that it's water.
well, I didn't know you was gonna.
It's fake news.
It is
I mean,
almost like I think that you weren't gonna run away from your own claim, because again, the whole claim is that the horizon is where 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. Don't see it here. Don't see it in the Black Swan. Don't see it anywhere that it's predicted to be.
Vehicular. And now that I'm looking at it again, it does look like
That's
refracted
Good
water
point.
behind the boat.
Good point, is it?
I mean,
Changing the goalpost when you say
it
refraction.
does
You
kind of
guys,
look like water, but
hold on.
that's
You
not
guys-
proof of anything. You're saying that it
like
kind of looks like
Photoshop.
water, and I agree with you. It kind of looks like water, but
Yep.
it's a very blurry image. You're not proving anything here. The
Okay,
guys who
so
did the experiment predicted what happened in the experiment.
what about right
What
above it?
happened? So you're saying that the guys who were right are like wrong? Like
There- The guy says that the horizon is going to be at 1.2 miles. That boat is at 3 miles. The 1 mile mark is way before the boat, dude. Like, what part of they have the cameras zoomed in? 1 mile,
yeah,
miles, not a very far difference. So you know what that means, right? That means the foreground is right there. It's not a large distance. So we got a lot of
2 miles. 2
we got
miles
a-
is a pretty long distance.
3 miles is not that long of a distance. I'm looking at I'm looking at
It's
the. I'm looking right here, 25 minutes past the hour, the Black Swan, where that's 9 miles away. So this right here, the field of view, 1 mile versus 3 miles is way larger. It's not
your
even.
model, based on your model, like using a telescope or whatever, what's the furthest distance that you would be able to see a ship away from you?
Also,
Have
what,
a-
what
In
is it
miles.
disappearing behind, if not the horizon line?
I
Like, what is
hold on, hold on,
the
hold
boat
on. I'm
disappearing
trying.
behind?
Just stop. I'm trying to ask a question.
I don't have a model.
Okay,
You're
whatever.
playing
But
the you have
based
to
on
have
your
a model.
worldview,
What do you
like
mean,
no.
big? Like.
Oh, okay. The
Question, are
a
we
ship does
questioning this
disappear in the distance, correct? We can agree on that, right?
because of angular resolution?
Sure. Yeah. Exactly. Angular resolution.
Okay, so it depend on the resolving power of the optical equipment that you're using. Now, case in
Sure.
point,
So you get a telescope, right? The most powerful telescope, the
point.
land telescope that we've
Oh
got.
God,
Like
God,
how far away are you going to be able to see this person, this ship?
it has to do with the optical resolution of the telescope.
I know what angular resolution is, right? But there's still a distance where you won't be able to see it anymore.
Yeah, beyond
Correct?
the limit of the optical telescope's angular resolution limit. I don't get what the fuck you're not understanding. Now,
Okay.
how do I?
Okay. From let me
I got
give you just
this
get to the
is
point. I'll get to the point. I'll get to the point. Okay.
but
From
this is a
three
point.
miles away. From
Now that
three
you don't
miles away.
prove,
Let me get to
uh,
my point. Let me get
but
to my point. From 3 miles away, a ship disappears into the distance with the naked eye, right? But I can see a an airplane from 6 miles away perfectly clear. Why?
so because it doesn't have the other angle of the deck to contend with, it's in open air. So there's two different types. You have the angular resolution limit, in which something is just going to disappear into from bigger, smaller, smaller, smaller.
You're just making stuff
Angular
up.
resolution doesn't change based on the altitude of the object that you're looking at.
Up what I was saying.
You're
Why?
making stuff up.
Excuse me.
Hey,
Why
can I
why
ask an
does an
off-topic
object
question?
next to another object disappear when it's what?
Why I said there were two, and I was about to go on to the second thing. Why are you interrupting?
All right, keep going.
So one has to do with something in free space, goes and goes and goes far away until you can't see it anymore, right? Smaller and smaller and smaller, gone. And then the other is the inability to resolve one object from another. Does anybody
That
try to
I that makes no sense to me, right? The angular the angular
First.
the
I,
angular resolution of a ship is no different than the angular resolution of a plane in the air.
I don't think you understood what I just said.
No,
For ships
I definitely didn't,
disappearing
and
when
that's
I
what
can
I'm
still
telling
make out the symbols on the flag.
Name of the
If it's
boat.
so far away that I shouldn't be able to make out any of it, then why am I able to make out the symbols on the flag perfectly clear? Like what? Why
Bottom
is
of
the bottom disappearing first so much faster? Is the bottom way in front of the back? Like what are you saying?
again, that shows you don't understand angular resolution. The bottom of the boat and the deck have an angle between each other that's too small to resolve. So they look like they wash into each other. Now, how do I know this? How do I know this? I mean, we have examples everywhere, even of the sun. The sun where it looks like it's dripping into the water because of the angular resolution limit between the sun and the ground. Same thing.
Yeah, the the angular resolution of the pixels on your phone, right? You can't make out the resolution of the phone with your naked eye, but it doesn't disappear from the bottom up, does it?
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. If I put a brick in front of you, you can see it, right?
Yeah.
Hold on a lot.
With your naked eye, if I push it out 3 miles, can you still see that brick?
No.
3 miles? No, probably not.
Oh,
It
Just like
depends on the refraction.
so, I see what you're trying to get at. I'm crossing state lines. So I'm going to break up here because I'm crossing state lines. So I'm going to try and get this out quick. A tree, right? The leaves on the tree. The closer you are, the more you'll be able to make them out.
why are you stopping my example?
Let Elijah go with the brick, but you can't see it 3 miles. Elijah, keep going.
Now, if you build a column of bricks on top of it, you can see the column or tower of bricks, can't you?
Yes.
However, it's not
Depending
going
on the angular resolution.
to bring back your ability to resolve the brick that was on the floor that you couldn't see before. Correct?
No. So you're just saying that it's disappearing because of angular resolution. We're saying it's because of the horizon line.
Correct
Or
or
a
incorrect?
combination of the two.
Correct or incorrect?
No, incorrect.
Cool.
Right?
Well,
You would still that
tower,
brick
but
would still be there.
you can see the entire tower. You can't see the first row of bricks. Sounds like it disappeared from the bottom up.
No, you just wouldn't be able to make the detail out of it, but you would still be able to see the
Oh,
brick.
hold on.
Brick, so
No.
you can see brick
This
3
is the
miles.
same thing as the stars with earlier. This is
So
the
you
same thing as the stars.
him again. So I'm asking him again. So you can see a brick 3 miles away, right, with your eyeballs.
No, because the
Yeah.
curvature of the earth gets in the way.
All right, let's
No,
remove the
no,
curve.
no. Wait.
It's the government.
Yeah,
It's quite simple, gentlemen, please. It's really simple. All Elijah has done is move the brick away along the floor so your eye can't resolve it. You can't see it anymore because it's too small to see. However, if you were to build a tower, a house, or a cathedral, because it has a larger angle, you can see the rest of the tower where you lost the ability to resolve the bottom layer of bricks. You can make things disappear like this on a known flat surface, like an ice rink, for example. It's angular resolution. How we observe the world,
No,
yes.
That's not true.
No. With angular resolution, angular resolution, you would like everything fades simultaneously into the distance, right? It
Hold
doesn't
on.
fade bottom up.
Hold on. We've just moved the brick
What do
far
you mean,
enough
how
away
come?
from you. No, I said hold on.
No,
Let's not use the brick because this is way easier if we use an object that is bright, something like a light or a star even. This gets way easier if we use a star, like the North Star. If I'm looking at the North Star,
things. Hold on. We're talking about things on the surface, right? Not a star up in the sky. We're talking about things on the surface that appear to be unable to be resolved and disappear from the bottom up. All Elijah has done is move the brick along the floor away from you so you can't see it anymore. It's too small for you to see. However,
this would work with stars too, though.
No, if the individual brick is far enough that you wouldn't be able to see it, right? You wouldn't be able to see the entire structure.
Hold on, we've just lost the ability to resolve a brick that's quite small, too small for you to see. But if you were to build a wall, you would see the top of the wall, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Not if there's no angular resolution.
Sorry, what is angular resolution? Do you even know?
Yes, the angular resolution is the distance based on the fuck is it? I was just watching a video on it yesterday. Yeah, I know what the fucking angular resolution is.
The angle that you can resolve.
It's so small that we can't perceive it, basically.
Yeah.
It's
so
the
basically,
angle
something
that you can resolve.
small for you to see.
Yeah, I've already described it. It's like the individual leaves on the tree, right?
Yeah, but
Even
we're
though
talking-
once a tree gets far enough away, you can no longer see the detail of the leaves, but you can still make out the tree, right, as a whole. But once you get to the point where you can no longer see an individual leaf, like if you can't actually see the leaf at all, you can't see the tree.
All right, let me explain it to you again, really simply. We're going to move a brick along the surface away from you, so eventually you can't see it. It's in an angle that your eye
No,
can't
I
resolve.
understand.
Can this
I
brick be
Good. So
understand what
brightly
then
you're
you'll
glowing, or
saying.
is it a lot
understand, my
better
fucking
brightly
friends,
glowing?
if I was to build a wall, the angle would be bigger and I could see it because it has a bigger angle. How you
Hold
don't
on.
understand this, I fucking know.
If the brick is brightly glowing, okay, this works a lot better if the brick is brightly glowing. If the brick is brightly glowing and it's a flat surface, we should be able to see the brick forever, yes?
No,
Why no?
because it's an angle that is too small for you to see.
But it's bright,
So,
so you can see the light because it's shining
So?
light at you. So there's nothing obstructing the light. It's shining the light to you.
Do something.
all right.
Are you looking in the chat? Okay. This has to do with light. And the Rayleigh criterion is it has to do with limits of resolution. See the light right there?
Yes.
See how two lights are unresolvable from each other? Notice the real world example of the sun touching the water, how it looks like it's melting into the water, like I said earlier, because the angle is too small to resolve. What part of this aren't you getting?
That's not the effect that's happening there. Like you're just saying things that are wrong.
Oh, okay.
God's sake.
So when you're looking at the angular resolution like this, especially when you're dealing with lights, when the images you put up, Elijah, it's not that the both lights disappear; it's that you can no longer distinguish one light from the other light.
Exactly.
That is when the angular resolution. You can't tell them apart, but you still see light. You just don't know which light is which. You can't tell them apart anymore.
If the Earth was flat, we would be able to see the light.
Similarly, when you talk about your stack of bricks, you say, "Oh, you move a brick to the point where you can't individually determine a brick." And you make a tower of bricks. Well, yeah, you can see the tower of bricks, but you cannot tell any one brick from any one other brick because you've passed the point of angular resolution. Where it ends. Sorry, was I in the middle of talking? Can no one else hear me, or was it just Jedi being an asshole? Okay, cool.
No,
Jedi,
because you
hold
proved
your
my
horses. I've
point.
been talking for about 10 seconds. It's
literally
fine.
just
You
proved
can. I
literally
guarantee
proved
you,
my
you'll
point.
survive till I'm done. So
You've
you
just proved my
can't
point.
individually tell the bricks from each other, but the larger object of the tower of bricks can be resolved from other objects.
Thank you. Thank you. You lost the ability to resolve the bottom brick in the first instance, but you've just admitted because the angle's bigger, we can see the tower of bricks. Thank you very much for conceding.
Yes,
the
but
point.
you don't just lose the bottom brick. You lose the ability to determine any brick in that entire tower from any other brick.
Did
I'm sharing a video.
Hold on.
I'm sharing a video on this if anybody wants to see. Like, we'll resolve this right now.
Being made.
We'll resolve this right now.
There were 2 points being made. So first of all, just chill, bro. So first of all, what I said initially about the bricks, that's still true. You can't see the bottom bricks, but you can see the tower on the top. Doesn't mean that they're not there. It just means that the angle is too small to resolve. Now, the other guy interjected with, what about light? I said works with light too. How about you look at the chat? So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, I see the chat. The chat doesn't disprove that it works with light.
That's retarded of you.
Can you if you guys don't mind, can
you can believe
would
that?
you tune into the video here? It would be cool. I'd appreciate it. If not, okay. But
So,
Yeah, why do all
gentlemen,
flat earthers look like dropouts?
no clue.
Because they have no purpose, dude, and they're trying to cling on to something to make purpose of their life.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. So you realise that the gentleman that spoke earlier did actually concede to the point that we are going to see the tower of bricks Remember, we did move that bottom brick along the surface of the earth or floor to a point where you could no longer see it. We increased the angle. You could see the top of the tower. Thank you very much for playing.
He didn't concede the point.
Hold on. We moved the brick so we could no longer see it. And then we built a tower of bricks, and then we could see the tower of bricks, but he said we could not resolve the individual bricks. Brilliant. But we could see the tower of bricks.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So we could see the tower of bricks, but we moved the bottom brick to a place where you could no longer resolve it because it was too small to see. It was in a narrow angle. We increased the angle. We saw the tower of bricks, but we didn't have the ability to resolve the bottom brick. It's like going to an ice skating rink, putting your head down on the floor and watching people skate away, but ultimately you can't see the blade or the shoe and then the knee because of angular resolution.
Okay, so if I took a brick, I tied it to a balloon, and I floated it up in the air, and I floated it up and up and up to the same distance you put it away from you on the ground, it would reach a point where I could no longer resolve that brick in the air. I couldn't see it in the air alone. And now, if I tied an entire tower of bricks to a whole bunch of balloons and floated them up to the same height, I would again be able to resolve the entire tower, but I would no longer be able to resolve the individual bricks. So it's not that one brick on the end has disappeared and the rest of the bricks have not. It's that because the bricks are so small and the angular size of those bricks at that distance is so small that I cannot resolve one from another. Not that the bottom one disappeared.
Right, that's because when you're floating bricks up into the sky, you haven't got a horizontal plane to look across. That's why we're talking about things disappearing from the bottom up on a surface.
No part of angular resolution requires the distance to be a horizontal distance.
Along a surface.
Sorry, maybe you didn't hear me. Let me say that again so that I'm clear. No part of angular resolution relies on the distance being a horizontal distance across the surface.
So when we move along a surface to a point where we can no longer see it, we can't resolve that brick because it is too far away to see in a very narrow angle. But if we were to make a tower of bricks, we would see the tower of bricks, but we wouldn't magically now be able to see the bottom brick now, would we?
Once again, I think you're not hearing me. Angular resolution is a subject of distance, not a subject of horizontal.
So Taylor, what he's saying basically is that the brick is so far away that we can't make out the distance between the horizon line and the brick. But then if you add more bricks, then you can see that there's something there. We can make it out from the horizon line, but we can't make out the individual bricks, right? That's what he's trying to say.
As a subject of like angular resolution, an object at a certain distance will, a small object at a distance will eventually reach an angular size that in your vision, you cannot discern it from the other objects around it. That you lose the ability to do that because its angular size becomes so small that the angular resolution is too small for you to resolve.
Sorry, you're missing the point, mate, because we're talking about things along the ground. So once
you're talking about angular resolution.
All right, when you're looking along the ground and the object you're looking at, you cannot resolve them because they're blending into each other. If the brick is in the sky, then it is not blending into the ground. We're talking about things on the ground, not in the sky.
Yes, but you're making an argument based on angular resolution. That is the premise of the argument, is that the angular resolution is no longer resolvable.
Okay.
So and the argument being made by the flat Earth proponents.
Hang on.
Okay, go ahead. Say what you want.
The argument is that things disappear from the bottom up, whether it's on a flat surface. Now, can you say that this is wrong or not?
Your argument is that objects disappear from the bottom up on a flat surface due to angular resolution. That is the argument that was made.
Give me just a second, please, for fuck's sake.
Sorry,
just a second. Just a second.
Sorry,
Would
mate.
you know...
we need to finish this conversation. Sorry, buddy. Okay. So as you're looking along the ground, like Jedi was saying, the brick resolves into the horizon. Yes, because of the angle that you're viewing the brick at.
Not
Correct?
because of the angle you're viewing the brick at. That is not what angular resolution is. It's due to the angular size of the brick.
Yeah.
Bingo. Bingo.
Okay.
So it has nothing to do with the angle you're looking at it from.
Oh, okay, I made a mistake, but you just proved the point anyway.
I'm going to accept your premise for now, but I'm going to counter that by saying, what if I take a brick that is as bright as the sun, infinitely bright, okay?
I just showed you.
Yeah. The ground is not producing light, though. This is an infinitely bright object.
I just showed you the sun. I posted it again. Same
But that's not happening because of angular resolution.
Well, why does it look exactly like this?
But that's not because of angular resolution.
Oh my God. Well, that's a light. Obviously, the sun looks round, so it's close to the horizon at a minimal angle, and it's creating the effect that we've been arguing about for the last 15 minutes. So justify your rebuttal.
And the difference between resolution and visibility.
Guy goes now. I mean, between these three guys, they just keep on juggling.
We're not juggling. You're just like saying things that are wrong until
they're
we
not
get
wrong.
on arguing.
They're not wrong.
Justify the rebuttal.
Yeah, your mate, the other Taylor, just proved our point.
I'm afraid you did not understand what I said. But
You did, because you said that we could see the Tower of Bricks, but we couldn't resolve the rebuttal.
So with angular resolution, it has to do with discerning an object from another object. Objects don't disappear. You stop being able to tell the difference between them and the surrounding objects.
The discernment is the brick and the horizon.
The two objects in question are the brick and the surface. You can't resolve one from the other, right?
Because
Difference between resolution and visibility.
Okay, so yes. Okay, so you're saying that the reason why we can no longer see the brick is because of the angle, not because it's too far away, right? So if we were to take a stronger telescope than whatever telescope we're using, we would be able to increase the size, right? The size of that angle, and we'd be able to see the brick again, yes? Yes or no?
Yeah, go on. But we're not making an observation for a telescope. We're standing at the beach and trying to figure out why I can't see the bottom of that boat anymore.
Yeah, but so you're saying that if they had a stronger telescope, they would be able to see the bottom of that boat then?
Yeah, welcome to Flat Earth.
Not all the time, not always.
Depending on the atmospheric.
That doesn't happen though. That doesn't happen. As the bottom disappears, you can get a stronger and stronger telescope, and the bottom doesn't come back. This is just something that's provably false.
I explained to you earlier, when you weren't paying attention, that things disappear bottom up due to a variety of reasons. One of them, though, is not the curvature of the Earth, because that would have to necessitate the horizon being the tangent to the tangent point, 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. You know, the line where it was so blurry you didn't know whether or not there was water in front or behind the boat. Remember that?
Hey, can I interrupt you guys real quick? Can I get the ability to post in the chat?
Best in here.
Can one of the mods like upgrade my rank or something?
Wow.
These are VC mods.
It's brutal, dude.
Yeah, so things disappear bottom up for a number of reasons, one of them not being the geometric horizon. That would be the Earth curvature.
Those reasons.
Okay, so you name all the reasons then. What are all the reasons?
Low resolution, atmospheric conditions.
Wave shoaling, atmospheric air conditions on the top of the water, mist. There's a number of different things. You ever
Name
see
all of
Lot
the
of
reasons.
ums, bro.
You're saying
Lot
that the
of ums.
curvature of the Earth isn't a reason. Give me all of the reasons.
All right,
I don't-
not Earth curve.
I
How's
don't
that?
have you all of the reasons. I just gave you 3, and here's another
No,
one.
no, no, you have to give me all of them. You're saying that that the curvature of the Earth is not one, so you need to give me all of them.
Not what the fuck?
He doesn't need to do that. He doesn't need to
You
do that. I mean,
said
we
that
can.
there are a multitude of reasons, and the curvature of the Earth isn't one of them. So
I
you
see.
have to prove either that the curvature of the Earth isn't one of them, and you need to show me an experiment for that, or you need to give me all of the reasons.
I showed you why it wasn't the curve.
We can take them one by one. We can take them one by one. So like waves. So if I'm looking at a cruise ship going off into the distance, and at about 3.5 miles, it's already lost 3/4 of its hull, right? So that's not waves. So what's
3
next?
miles? What the hell?
I said 3.5 miles. Yeah,
you think it's going to disappear
As
a quarter of the way bottom up from 3.5 miles?
I said 3/4 of the hull.
Yo.
Yeah. So
And
you know the
yes, I literally just had a video that I was live streaming of that exact thing, like 5 minutes
3.5
ago.
miles. At 3.5
Yeah.
miles.
Yes.
You know what the curvature should be at 3.5 miles?
Man, this is a hypothetical. Stop getting on the fucking nitty gritty.
He just streamed a video.
It's not. It's not. There is refraction, which you can calculate.
Hang on. At
I know.
miles,
At 3.5 miles, you're saying it should be gone. I get it.
No.
There is refraction, which you can calculate.
What height was it taken from?
I don't know.
You'd have to be incredibly close to the surface for 3.5 miles to be getting rid
Yeah,
of a significant portion of
at
the cruise ship.
6 feet, the horizon is at 3 miles. So why would
I mean, do you want me to put the video on again?
Why would a third of a cruise ship disappear at 3 miles?
Not
Do you want me to
of
put the video on again?
I'll tell
I mean,
you
you
that.
could get a third of a
Think
cruise ship to
about it,
disappear
mate.
if you were very close to the ground, but if you're trying to get rid of waves as
Here,
a
I'll
cause,
just link it.
what you
Why
want
are
to
we not
actually
thinking
do
that
is
they
get
cut the
higher
cruise ship
from
in
the
half,
ground
bro?
and increase the
One
distance.
sec. At 1 foot.
This
Here.
the showing is so you
Just
have
gonna link it.
so you have continental drop-offs, and then when you have the water coming in, right? You shoaling. Okay, so this can block a lot of fucking boats.
Well,
What's
the
that?
continental shelf?
Why are we
is
thinking
under
that
the
they
water.
cut the boat in half?
Well, it's not Earth curve
Who's
because
thinking that?
it's not Earth curve in his example because it's only 3 miles away.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what if they cut the boat in half? That's what I'm trying to say.
All right,
Well,
so
that's
now
dumb, isn't it?
So anyway, back to the other guy who completely ran away from my destruction of him, who thinks that I have to tell him every other reason that things disappear bottom up.
I want you to prove that the curvature of the Earth isn't one of the reasons. Or I want you to give me all of the reasons.
If it was physical obstruction, then the curve of the Earth will be at 1.2 times the square root of the obstructed's height in feet. We can demonstrate that the horizon isn't at that distance.
Exactly.
Okay, demonstrate it.
Repeat what he just said.
Are we going around in circles again?
Can I get the ability to
It is
oppose
going.
from the chat?
It's going around,
No,
Timbo.
not
It's
yet,
going
mate.
around in circles. It's going around in
Always.
circles, and I've been listening for 3 hours, and all I've heard so far is, I believe, I think, I believe, I think. We don't worry about what people believe and think. We want to know facts.
What's up, AJ?
Oh, not much, man. It's been listening.
Since you got a syndrome,
Timbo,
you
are
don't
you
believe
there?
in fact.
Timbo, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, is there something you have to do to be able to post in the chat?
I'm driving, mate, so I can't I can't do it. Who else is
brutal, dude.
I can't post it in the chat either. Maybe DM it to somebody who has the ability to post it, and they can post it for you.
Alright, I'll DM it to Mr. Oogie Boogie.
So anyway, yeah, the horizon is not 1.3 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, so that rules.
Horizon is optical. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, you're just stating that. You need to prove it. I need.
Excuse me.
Just to be clear, they can prove that easily.
Okay. Before I finish.
Because you're gonna have refraction, right? So it's not gonna be at 1.2 miles all the time.
Oh, so that'll be another reason why we can't resolve the bottom of the boat because of refraction. Thanks.
Okay. So now, what are all of the abilities?
Well, guess what? Guess what, my friend? If refraction allows you to see, then you won't have things blocking the bottom of things, will you?
No, you still will. It will just happen at a slightly further distance.
Slightly further, like from 1.2 to say like 1.45.
I don't know. I haven't done that.
That'll actually.
I mean that's what 7/6R is. It's only but.
7/6R is only standard refraction.
Where you
That's
can put in
considering
all of
standard atmospheric conditions.
I have a calculator that will show you what the refraction is, but I can't post it in chat because I can't.
Yeah, we went through this. So the guy who was talking with Elijah before, we went through this refraction, what the distance to the horizon would refraction would take that rate to, and I gave you 1.6, but it's actually 1.3 with standard refraction. And now you're going back on what we actually told you, and you didn't go and look at what types of refractions there were. So you're bringing up your argument again when you've been told that there's different rates of refraction, apparently, but we gave you 1.6 when we should have given you 1.3. Now, where's the 10 miles when the horizon should only be at 1.3 with refraction?
Hey, Mr. Oogie Boogie, are you there?
Can you answer my question, please?
I wasn't paying attention. Mr. Can you post that link I sent you?
I swear to guys, I wasn't paying attention. Destruction of my.
You sent me a link.
At least you don't got a syndrome.
The destruction of my entire fucking life.
I like doing this because I'm driving a semi.
Have spaceman type.
Is everybody in this chat driving, bro? That's so fucking dangerous. You're in a call.
Look, we're all
I got hands free, man.
Dude, they believe in crack.
We're all at a call center looking at each other. We're having a laugh.
Oh, is that the refraction thing? Yeah, I got you.
Elijah, are you driving?
Interference for as long as we possibly can, because every time
he's too retarded. He doesn't know how to drive.
We're just gonna talk. We're just gonna talk. Every time they try to make sense, we're gonna talk until we can.
Hey man, I like our talks. They get heated, but I like our talks, man. I love you.
Bro's gonna run someone over.
See, the thing is, we can demonstrate things disappearing from the bottom up on a known flat surface as well. Like an ice rink, for example.
Like cutting ships in half?
Ice rink disappears from the ground up.
Yeah.
Elijah, are you in a car?
Yes.
Oh my god, everybody's driving right now, dude.
Well, I'm driving a semi-truck.
How is that even possible? There's like 7 people.
Have you seen downtown LA? A lot of people have cars.
Yeah, downtown LA sounds like hell.
If you have a mobile phone and a Bluetooth earpiece, you should be able to drive it because you're keeping your hands on the wheel and not holding your mobile phone.
What if you're trying to post stuff though?
He's right.
Oh, it's in there. It's in there. Let's go. So basically, this is a refraction calculator. So if you can, a lot of the black swan photos are in there. You can see what the reflection would be. You can change the temperature if you want, and you can see how the image would look to an observer at different heights. You can change the height. So,
Did you
yeah,
Awesome.
actually
Engineer
you
for
know that?
observation.
Did
Brilliant.
you know all this does is actually increase the size of the Earth so that the Earth looks flatter, and it has nothing to do with the light at all?
I don't
If
know
you
about that.
stand, if you stand 400 or 500 feet up above the shoreline, looking out to sea, in the distance you can see the curvature of the Earth. How do
Yeah,
you answer that?
Sorry,
You
what?
can't.
Sorry, what type of curvature are you talking about? Are you talking about left to right curvature or away from you?
Left to right.
You can see the curvature of the Earth in front
So
of
left,
you,
right.
and in the middle of the curvature, it will be higher than what it is on the left or the right,
So left curvature, yes.
which shows that the Earth is round, not flat.
Yeah.
Sorry, at what height was this?
Anything above 200 or 300 feet.
So including the International Space Station or me in an aeroplane. What happens if I go into an aeroplane and I don't see left to right curvature?
Well, you can see it
I
if
mean,
you're
then your
looking.
eyes are bad, I guess, because I can see it.
Yeah, because then you
Hold
can't
on,
see.
my friend. I've been in an aeroplane at 35,000 feet and I haven't seen left to right curvature.
No way, sorcery.
I mean, I saw it. So
Planes are fake, bro.
Yeah.
It's a lie.
Okay, well let's run through why you don't see left to right curvature. So if you look out one window and you see left to right curvature, and then you look around in the opposite window and you see left to right curvature, where do those lines intersect?
You can only see the curvature if you're looking out the front of the aeroplane as it goes forward.
Answer the question, man.
it's a
Answer the
sphere. It
question.
intersects at the whatever pole would be opposite.
Obviously not understanding what.
So you don't see left to right curvature?
It's really simple to understand. You're in an aeroplane. You look out the right hand side, you see left to right curvature. You look out the left hand side, you see left to right curvature. You're the pilot, you look out the front, you see left to right curvature. What happens when you join those lines up?
It makes
It's
a
a
big
McDonald's
circle.
sign, doesn't it?
It does not make a big circle. It makes, like Timbo said, a McDonald's sign. You're going to have a wibbly wobbly horizon line. You
No,
do
because they
realise.
all connect. They all connect.
Point, dumbass. You do realise that proponents for the globe Earth will tell you that you cannot even see left to right curvature from the height of the International Space Station.
No, you literally can. You can see a time lapse
You
of the
can't,
curved Earth
because
from the space
will
station.
dictate that you can't. Neil deGrasse
But
Tyson will tell you that the International
I
Space
can
Station.
fuck Neil
Sorry,
deGrasse
I'm
Tyson.
going
I can
to
show
this
you
point.
the video, dude. I can show you the
going
time lapse videos from the space station.
Oh my god.
I'm going to finish this point.
Okay, so the yeah, go Jedi.
Even Neil deGrasse Tyson will tell you, me and everybody else, that the International Space Station is too close to the Earth's surface to see left to right curvature.
I believe he was corrected on that and came out and said it.
Where is that at?
Okay, who's the
What's
the Stellarium guy that said you? Yeah, go Elijah. Sorry.
you talking about? Paul Larson? He came out.
Yeah, Paul Larson says. Yeah.
He came out
What
and said
height did he say?
at the ISS. He said the ISS, if him and his colleagues did the math on that, and the flat earthers are right, that because you can only see 3% of the horizon, it will look flat. They did it with a program. So,
You
are
can
you saying?
literally download the raw data. Oh shit, I'm dying.
But why do the
Sorry, I'm
professionals say that you can't? Why do the professionals say that you can't see curvature then? Why do those
can
people say that
literally
you can't?
download. Well, you're
Answer
gonna
my
have to
question.
you're gonna have to give
You
me a
download
citation
that raw
for this.
data.
Yeah,
You
I
download
will
that raw
happily.
data and bring it back.
Well, I'll give you the link so you can do it, bro.
Why?
Like do it
do the
yourself
people-
happily.
Why
You
do
can
the
download the
people
raw
who are
data,
in
which shows
charge-
you the exact, which shows you the lens, the camera, the angle, the time, the the GPS location.
You're being insufferable. Sorry, I'll unmute you when you answer my question. Why do the people who rely on all this stuff? Is Paul Larson the Stellarium guy,
Yeah.
or what company does he work for? Stellarium, doesn't he?
Isn't he the guy who owns the observatory?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So he says, I'm pretty sure it was 1/3 of the Earth's radius. He did the maths and came up with, which is what? Let's give it 1,000 miles up. So
If you believe in a flat Earth, how many of you have been to the edge and looked over the side?
Well
come
done,
on, man. You
Sunshine.
sound too old to ask stupid questions like that.
Okay.
It's not a stupid question. It's a straightforward one. If it's flat, it's got to have a corner to look over.
Where's the edge of the universe?
Does it just go on forever then?
Where's the edge of the universe?
There isn't an edge to the universe. As far as we know, it's infinite.
There? Why? They said it's ever expanding, so there must be an edge.
We're talking about direct observations, measurements, and practical use of the surface of the Earth. I haven't been to the
The things that we can see are moving away from each other. That doesn't mean that there's an edge.
How can you see light traveling faster than the speed of light, and you can actually see the light? How does that work?
Because the light that we're seeing is old.
Old.
So but if the light was traveling faster than the speed of light, then you wouldn't see that light, correct?
No, it's not. No, the objects are accelerating.
The galaxy is the universe is apparently expanding faster than the speed of the light. So how do you get the light into your eyes?
It's accelerating. The light that we see is light from before it was moving faster than the speed of light.
So it was slow, and then it just started getting faster and faster and faster.
Yes, that's how acceleration works.
Okay, have you got any evidence for this?
Do you have any evidence against it? I don't know, man.
That's not my claim. Okay, you claim that the universe is expanding and accelerating faster than the speed of the light. So how do you prove that?
Man, I'm not an astronomer. I'm not an astronomer. What do you want me to say?
Why make the claim then? Why are you arguing with me about it?
I'm trusting people who are smarter than me.
But
I'm trusting people who spend their whole lives looking at this. I'm trusting people who I've talked to. Like,
do you know what they say about it? Do you know why they say that? Or no?
So then you know.
If anybody's interested, I just posted the link where you can download all the raw data photos to time lapse the ISS circling the globe show. All the raw data, camera, lenses, everything.
That's wonderful. If I can see curvature up there, how comes when I measure the surface of the Earth there is no curvature to be found?
What do you
How did you measure the surface of the Earth?
Sorry, 5 people were talking. What?
Did you roll out a big tape measure? How'd you do it?
No, direct line of sight observations, laser tests, and signal propagation.
Laser tests? Really? Laser tests?
You got plenty of laser tests.
Yeah.
Can you like show us this, or do we just go take?
Didn't those flat earthers spend like $20,000 on a big laser machine that proved that the Earth was round?
That's stupid, man. That's a Netflix
No, that
series.
was the psyop. That was the psyop. Those were.
No, because Jern's big dumbass and his friends let the laser burn out, so they used a flashlight instead. So no.
I'm gonna go and get those. I'm gonna go and get the data for the FE core laser stuff from 24/7. I'll be back.
All right. So are you actually? Look, here we go. Are you going to run away again? As them cheeks are clapping mighty hard as you're running away.
What we're going to do is provide you with laser tests up to a distance of 25 miles and then tell you that direct line of sight laser targeting is used by the military up to a distance of 100 miles. Using different coloured lasers, you know, because of different frequencies, so different ends of the spectrum to take care of refraction. This is applicable military technology known as laser sight targeting.
Would you mind showing us these tests to demonstrate the flat Earth?
Timbo's literally just said, I'm going to fuck off to 24/7, come back in a couple of minutes and drop the PDF for you. Well, were you not paying attention?
No, I don't know what I'm going to drop the 24. I don't know what that means.
He says he's going to go away, go and get something, and come back for you to peruse at your leisure.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, I didn't understand.
So if we're talking about measuring the surface of the Earth, yeah, lasers. hitting targets over distances of 25 miles, where both laser and target are no more than 6 foot above the surface of the water. Interesting thing is that if the laser was over a curved surface, then the laser would pass over the top of the target at a distance of what? I think is 150 feet. But guess what? We hit the target every single time, demonstrating that we have a direct line of sight between the laser and the target, and the water beneath the surface, the water beneath the laser is not curving. The military use this called laser targeting.
It's in the chat at 25 past the hour. There's a PDF with all the different observations that they did at different distances and heights that were expected and didn't.
Who is they?
Field Engineer Corps.
How much was the budget for this by chance? What was
Who
the
cares?
budget?
Look at the link and look at the data.
No, it really depends on how much they really funded this source.
Well,
it really
all of
depends
the stuff is in there. They talk about the collimator on the laser. Everything is in there. Have a read.
Well, how could you? I did, but I'm asking for the actual.
No, you
funding.
can't read. You can't read that quickly because. How many pages is it, mate?
It's 121.
Okay, so you read it, did you?
Yeah. Yes, I did. Correct. I'm asking.
Okay.
I'm asking how much backing did this company have? Like, are they getting the most high-end tech that they could?
Why the hell
possibly
does that
get the most-
matter? A laser shot across a distance. Who gives a fuck how much money they spent to do it, man? Read the document. You're a liar. You haven't read 120 pages in 30 seconds. You're a liar.
Ooh, the demons are coming out, bro.
Nah, man,
you're
I
all-
just can't handle hearing your garbage. You're just dribbling shit.
How am I dribbling shit? I'm asking you a question. How much?
Literally
You're dribbling
diarrhea coming
shit.
out of your mouth, man.
Budget.
Yeah.
Hey, the engineers also have wives. What color shoes were they wearing?
One of them was a Virgo.
I mean, just like you can replicate this experiment really easily if you just buy like a laser pointer from the dollar store.
No, these are big lasers. Have a look at the data. They tell you what lasers they use. You can Google the lasers, and you can also Google the collimators that they use to keep the laser from spreading out. So there you go.
No,
it's all
no,
in there. Have a look.
I agree with
Have a
you.
look.
Yeah, it's just like when you see like a laser and like you're viewing it, like I wonder what did they use to like view the laser exactly? I have to look through this. Did they use like a
Yeah,
drone or something?
They had I'm not sure what they had. They had computers on the other side picking up the actual the beam. So yeah, they used it. So one of they were across frozen lakes and seas and stuff like that. There's I think the maximum distance that they did was maybe 38. What was it?
25 miles.
25 miles.
What was the result? Is there a flat Earth or a curved Earth?
Yeah, the water wasn't curving. We
Yeah.
hit the target. If the
It is
surface of
curved.
the Earth was curving, it would either have the curve would have interrupted the laser, or the laser would have gone above the target. We hit the target. This is why it's military applicable technology. Line of sight.
It also depends on how high the aiming laser was, and also how high. I haven't read the data, so I've got no access to it. But it also depends on how high the target. No, I'm merely pointing out. You won't get the curvature of the Earth if you're aiming at high enough to take it over the curvature.
I'm going to explain something to you, okay?
Do you know how big
they
the
have
Earth
a height.
is? Are you aware how far 25 miles is compared to the whole Earth?
Shut up.
No, this is a serious question. Do you know how big the whole Earth is?
I do have a question.
How far do you think 25 miles is?
I'm
Like,
going to
how many
answer
degrees
the
of
old English
curvature
guy,
do you think
alright?
you would
So
find?
what happens is they set up a laser at a certain height, they send it across a frozen lake, and it ends up at the same height on the other side of the frozen lake. Now,
How high
tell
was the
me.
laser mounted?
25
2 meters
miles
away.
is not very far. Do you understand that?
What about
6 foot.
the
Okay,
homatology that was involved
what's the drop
in
over distance on
between
25
the
miles,
direct
mate?
cone of
What's the
IR
You
what's
seem
the
to
drop
know.
over
Let us know.
distance on 25 miles?
Let us know. You seem to know.
It's actually missing that data. Do you by
1.2
chance
times
have
the
that?
observer's
How
height in feet.
how
So
high was
for
the
a
laser mounted above the ground?
fifth
It
time,
met.
6
Oh
foot,
my god.
2 meters.
Are you by chance familiar with Fubini's theorem?
Hold on, 2 seconds, mate. Do you understand what I've said now? 6 foot, 2 meters, or are you going to ask the same fucking question again?
No, I
I'm
didn't
asking,
hear you the
I'm
first
asking,
time
are
because
you
somebody overtalked
Awesome.
you.
I've said it 5 times now.
Right, so it was
so
6
what
foot
about
above, whatever it was, the 2 meters. Then if the other one was also, then it would hit because the curvature of the Earth would not have got in the way.
Okay, do you know how much curvature there is over 25 miles?
what about the homatology? Where would
Shut
that
up!
take
It
place?
can be
It's on the
measured.
table.
How
But if you
much
go,
curvature over 25
So
miles? Hold on, man, you
indirect
spoke up.
cone experiment, right?
I'm
We're
gonna.
dealing with
Sorry.
different curvatures, yet they do not have anything for that experiment between the laser beams and the distance, and I'm very quite curious on that. So when you're actually thinking of it, you guys are kind of looking at it as if it's like a convex optimization kind of problem, but by far it's not. So I'm kind of wondering where you guys are getting this data from. Like, are you guys using like Fubini's theorem? And I know you guys aren't saying that the data is just all there, but I feel like it's missing something.
if you
So
go
we're not
back into your ancient history, you'll find that the Egyptians measured the curvature of the Earth using a canal and some floating boards with vertical sticks on them.
So would we be taking Pythagoras into account?
So who are we supposed to be talking to?
Well, originally I asked a question about the directed cones model between the beam and like the homotology of the model, and I'm not seeing any data for that, and I would really like to see that.
You know what? I'm going to tell you the truth, and I don't actually know what you're talking about. Can you please explain?
So with this is just a bunch of math equations. So like homotology is like basically,
Can you let us know what this has got to do with the laser transit?
So I'm not really seeing the data, and I would really like to.
Have you read 120 pages?
I've read the at least 54 pages, so I'm just very curious on that. Because if we're going into like a convex optimization problem, where like we kind of are thinking of it as a perfect sphere, but we are kind of rejecting the idea of hills and valleys, just like essential expansionism is typing in chat. Because we're not really taking in Fubini's equation.
You're just saying a lot of shit and not saying anything.
No, I'm saying a lot. I'm saying a lot
Oh,
here. I'm talking about calculus. I'm talking about the
are there
actual spherical,
are
like
there
we're not
hills?
heliocentric.
Are there hills in the water of a frozen lake?
No. But we'd also have to take into account
The lake
the
has,
particle physics that are taking into account. That's why I'm saying convex optimization.
so we're talking about over a frozen.
Yes. This is why I said, are we taking into account the Dirac cone experiment? Paul
What do you mean?
Dirac was a physicist, and but
What
with the quantum physics between the
the
IR
trans?
laser beam and actual heat generated, there definitely has to be a curvature, right? Unless if it's like homotologous between actual light and
Have to do
the
with
water itself.
their beam going from point A to point B to a target.
But there has to be more, right?
What does this have to do with the laser going from point A to point B to the target?
Because we're not thinking about the whole entire system, right? When we're taking in systems theory, we have to think about the linear system. We
Explain
have to
what.
think about the
Explain
dynamic
it.
system,
Go.
and we
Explain
have
it.
to. Well, I'm saying, well, in linear
Explain
systems.
what's wrong about the laser transit. Just explain it.
Oh no, I'm
Go.
just fucking with you guys. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Phony, like so. You know what's crazy?
It was pretty good though. It was a good It was a good troll.
That there's no curvature. I debunked the distance to the horizon. This is showing you there's no curvature between point A and point B where there should definitely be. And you guys, it's like you guys don't care. That's what religion does to you, by the way.
What was the amount of beam
How are
divergence on
we
these
bringing
lasers
religion back
They had
into this?
over this
collimators.
distance?
Beam
Have a
divergence
look.
is in.
There's still going to be a certain amount of divergence.
It's in the data.
Collimators just mitigate for it. I don't see any measurement or calculation of that.
The beam divergence is in there.
Could you point me to where? Because I did not see it anymore.
Do you have a diffusion model for it?
Look at the look at the standards they go to over a laser test, but
This
you
is
know,
a
they just
fairly
say,
simple
"Oh,
thing you should know
the
in a
Earth
long
is
distance laser
the
observation.
Earth is curved."
No, they just want to.
Well, it is.
Hold on.
They just want to. They just want to ignore the laser test fact and just run off into the weeds to try and find a reason why it can't be right.
Well, Paige, they tell you what culminators they use. So, like Timbo said, you can look them up, see the efficacy of those, and then do a little math over the distance, how much beam divergence there would be.
Anyway, Elijah, get out your motorboat, get in the water with it, and go to the horizon and look over the edge, and then come back and tell us what you see.
I like
The
that.
horizon. Oh my
Yeah.
God! What?
Hey, old guy who's talking. Sorry, I can't see who you are, but I'm just going to give you the drop. So the hidden height of 25 miles, the distance of the laser transit should be 322.7 feet. That's how much the laser should have been up in the air. Okay, so that's the curvature of the Earth over 25 miles. That's the hidden height from the laser to the other side. Okay.
That is the height of the curve that's in front of your eyes. That laser would have to shoot through 320 feet of water.
Oh dear! But the laser passed from the laser and hit the target over a distance of 5 miles. Wasn't interrupted by curvature, and like I said, it hit the target and didn't fly over the top, demonstrating that the water beneath the laser was not curving. Maybe we should go on to signal propagation next as well. You know, all the technology that's used on the Earth that would be interrupted by the surface of the Earth that if it was curved, but it's not, which is why we use it.
Amazing. You know, it's funny because they just go, they say, "Oh, flat earthers just think the Earth is flat because they just go, look, it looks flat." That's all they think we do. They think we just look at the horizon and say it's flat, so it must be.
Well, this is how the Earth appears to all of us, right? We don't observe any curvature of the Earth when we're looking over distances of water. We don't notice the ocean of the Earth either. This is how we observe the Earth. This is why they say thousands of years ago people thought the Earth was flat, because that's how it appeared to them. It's how it appears to everybody, unless you turn on your TV, open a magazine, or believe the stories that you've been told by NASA and so on. The thing is, when we go and test
that's just not true, though. The ancient Greeks knew the Earth was a sphere.
Yeah. Which was
they didn't
how?
know
How
it.
did they, hold
They
on.
made a
How did they
calculation.
do that? Because we couldn't see the bottom of the boat. Maybe you missed the conversation about an hour ago and how we got to this point.
What wrong thing did you say an hour ago?
Alright, a couple issues with your experiment.
So a couple of ancient Greeks believed the Earth was round, and that means that all ancient Greeks proved the Earth was round. That's pretty stupid.
Okay,
It doesn't matter. We already
first
have
of all, this FE core, I can't find anything about them anywhere.
Oh, didn't.
Second of all, not sure at all.
We can provide you with more if you want.
Alright, give me some more. Preferably from any source that I can find by looking it up.
Okay.
Hey,
YouTube.
do you know what? A while ago, Jedi, I sent you, you know, the military one. I deleted it. I can't remember. It was over 120 kilometers. There was a military and university with the different colored lasers. Pretty sure it was about a refraction rate, and they shot 3 different colored lasers over 120 kilometers, and there was no difference in refraction because of the light.
Yeah, I remember that. Come and see if I can find it.
Yeah, it would have been one of the last kind of DMs I sent you. It's a big file.
All right, man. Give me.
I lost it in the server. I don't know where it is. I think AI knows where it is. Even the military, in conjunction with universities, are doing things that prove that the Earth is flat, or even that things that are supposed to refract at different rates, being different wavelengths, don't actually refract at different rates.
It's weird though. If they're proving it, then why aren't they saying that the Earth is flat?
Well, that's not what they're doing. They're looking at, they're saying, how can we improve our target technology? Yeah, they're saying line of sight. So they're actually agreeing that line of sight, because that what they want to do is they want to say, I want to be able to shoot this weapon over a certain distance. But if my laser's refracting at a certain rate, then how am I going to hit this target at that rate?
Sure.
So they wanted to look at these lasers and see which color, because there's different wavelengths are supposed to refract at different rates.
Sure.
Now they all ended up at the same distance apart than what they left, and this was over 120 kilometers, which
yeah, but it's like so we have like all of this data. We've got multiple different space agencies showing us raw video. We can look
Not
at
raw
every
video.
celestial raw photo. We got the raw photo data, which we can time lapse into video. Regardless, we can see every celestial body through a microscope, which are all round, right?
Microscope.
We can do all this, but telescope. Sorry. But
what do you mean by
since
round?
We're not,
so can you see 3 dimensions in a telescope?
Since we're not like able to sit here and do the trigonometry.
Are you gonna answer?
Well, no, I'm still talking. I'm still talking.
Yeah, but you said that you can see round things in a telescope.
No, you're obfuscating. I'm trying to make a point.
Okay,
since
go
we're
ahead.
not able to
Sorry.
sit here and do the trigonometry for these these citations that you're giving us, you can't expect that the trigonometry that would be involved in trying to calculate what levels that they were that would be required, what distances would be able to do.
Nothing to do with trigonometry.
Well, no, the math that you would be doing is trigonometry.
to see
figure out
to measure the difference between a laser
the angles
height.
And
you just measure it. You don't need trigonometry for it. A laser